I want to ask, have you noticed just how many things you do at this time of year just because? We've always done things this way. We always go around to Auntie Betty and Uncle Eric's house for Christmas lunch. That's just how we were brought up. It would feel weird to do it any other way. What would people say if we did this or didn't do that? I know you've got some traditions of your own. It comes down to, where we go, what we do, who we do it with, what we eat, what we wear. Do we go to church? Do we stay home? Do we go to the beach? Do we have a barbecue? We all have traditions. We all have set patterns and rhythms to how we do Christmas. The question is, do these patterns build us up or tear us down? Today I'm going to be talking about slashing our to-do list and building us up instead. Hang tight, we'll get right into it. Welcome back. So we're on to part 3 of our 12 days of Stressmas, stress management training. And if you haven't been thinking this stuff through in the in-between days, you do need to start doing it, because that is where the growth is going to happen and that's where the change is going to happen. Listening to me is great, and I'm really glad that you are. But for this to make a difference for you, you need to actually do something with the information. Do something just a little bit different. Just a tiny bit. It doesn't have to be massive. Just choose one little thing to be different. Now, last time we were talking about making a distinction between what is important and what is urgent. What is the stuff that is really important to you, and what is the urgent? What is important to someone else? Or just what is going to carry massive consequences if it doesn't get done. Okay, and we talked about making that distinction between, doing the stuff that matters for you and doing the stuff that is urgent. And which point, if you've got both of those things together, then you just go, okay, I've just got to get it done. But if it's important for you but not urgent, then, do it soon. Maybe tomorrow. Put it on your list to be done by next week. But it doesn't have to be done right now. And that might be stuff that is urgent for someone else. It helps them achieve their aims, but it's not important for you because it doesn't align with what matters to you. Well, then maybe you can delegate it. Maybe you can ask someone else to do it because that's who it matters more for. And maybe there's just stuff that's around on your list that is not important because it doesn't really matter to you, and it's not urgent. It doesn't really matter to anyone else. So why is it on your list in the first place? Let's just get it off there, right? So when we think about all the stuff that we tend to do at Christmas, the question is, who is it important to? Is it important to you? Is it necessary for you? Is it crucial for you? Does it build you up? Does it build your family up? Does it give you life? Does it give you a sense of meaning and purpose and drive? Does it fit with what matters to you in the big picture of your life? If it does, keep it. If it doesn't, maybe think about giving it away. Giving it to someone else to do, or not doing it at all. Okay? Christmas is the season of giving, right? Let's see if we can give some of that stuff away. Because let's be honest, what is Christmas for? Who is Christmas for? Are we meant to serve it, or is it meant to serve us? Yeah? Think about that. And think about how much your actions show that. Traditions are here to serve humans, not the other way around. Your to-do list is full of stuff that you think you should be doing. I want you to have a look at that and go, put a tick next to every single one that actually aligns with the stuff that matters to you. And I want you to put maybe a circle next to the ones that are urgent or important to other people who don't matter so much to you. And then just look. How many ticks do you have? How many circles do you have? How many happen on the same line? Make your choices accordingly. Now, I know that when you try and do this, you are going to get some internal pushback, right? You're going to get this yucky feeling going up and down your spine and in your stomach and up behind your eyes and in your head that says, you've got to do it, you've got to do it, you've got to do it because you've always done it and it's going to be awful if you don't. It doesn't actually have to be. What I want you to do next time that feeling comes up, I want you to just sit and notice it. Notice where it sits in your body. Is it in your chest? Chest. Is it in your stomach? Is it in your shoulders? Is it in your ears? Behind, in the back of your head, behind your eyes? Notice where that feeling sits and just breathe, okay? I want you to just breathe. Imagine that your breath is coming into your body and just going around that sensation, okay? We're not trying to change it. We're not trying to move it. We're not trying to push it away. But we're just trying to notice it in a different way. Look, it's really, really normal that when we come across something that is new, something that is unpredictable, something that is uncontrollable, something where there is the possibility of rejection, humans get stressed, okay? We thrive when things are harmonious, are moderately predictable and controllable, and we know that we're going to belong no matter what. When some element of that harmony gets threatened, we experience stress. And that's where the pushback comes from. It's our mind's way of trying to push us back into alignment with, the stuff that is working for us in the short term. So if you notice the pushback happening when you contemplate changing stuff, I want you to know this is completely normal. It's absolutely normal. The question is, what do you want to do with that? I mean, usually when that yucky stuff comes up, my automatic instinct is to kind of avoid it, right? To try and, jump onto Facebook or distract myself with movies or reading or something else, right? But then I spend all my time doing that rather than actually moving towards the people and the things that matter. So just being able to sit and notice your reactions and being able to breathe around them, and then noticing that, hey, these reactions make me choose this. Maybe I could choose something over here for a change and just see how that works. And it just has to be tiny. This is the beginning of how you start mastering stress in any area of your life, and at this crazy chaotic time of year. If you can just sit with that experience and just breathe through it, and then choose a slightly different thing to do, that's you mastering the stress and chaos of this crazy season. So keep doing that, okay? So let's have a closer look at your particular traditions, your particular to-do list. Let's figure out what we can, start cutting out from that list. Right. Okay, so on your to-do list, like this one, right? And remember, if you haven't downloaded this yet and you want it, it's still available. The link will be below. Okay? So anytime you want to get it, you can get it. But basically, you're going to have stuff on this list and more stuff that you think of, like cooking and cleaning and baking and decorating and, the Christmas lights have to go up and all that kind of stuff. I know it's going to be might be a bit overwhelming, but I want you to write it down, okay? Here's a checklist you can use, with room at the top for you to write down your big idea, your big things, the big things that really matter to you at Christmas and in life. Okay, write those handful of words down so you can remember and have them top of mind when you're writing down your to-do list. Okay, and then you're going to get to the bottom of your to-do list and you're going to go, what things here do I want to keep? Let's take that a step back. What are the things here that build you up, that give you life, rather than taking it away and draining it from you? What are the things that build you up rather than tearing you down? What are the things that build up your family and your loved ones rather than just adding one more load to their plates? Or rather, maybe what are some things that maybe, especially mums, what are some things that you can take off your load and put on someone else's? Mums in particular, you carry a lot of the burden of family making. Okay, the rituals of belonging that we participate in every Christmas. And we hang on to them for that reason, because they bring us meaning and they affirm our belonging in family, and that we are a family that's about this and we do these things because of it. And that is absolutely okay, but I want you to be real about what you do and why you do it. What is it about that stuff that makes it matter? What is it about those activities that make them worthy of your time and your energy? What is it in those activities that builds you up, that builds your family up? What activities don't deserve to be there? What activities do not build you up? Which activities do not nurture you and your family? There are going to be some that definitely do meet all of those criteria. Keep them. There are going to be some that don't. Have a good long look at those and see if they're actually meeting anyone's needs for belonging and attachment and nurturing. If they aren't, then you know you can get rid of them. And then there'll be that grey area in the middle where there's such a stuff that, yeah, this is nice to do and it's important to us. But is it crucial? Does it really truly build your family up? Does it give you and your family life? Does it nurture you? Does it give you, does it give you joy? If it doesn't, have a good long look about it and talk about it with your family. Find out if it's something that people get use from. Does it help them? Does it work for them to belong? When you do that, does it help you, or does it help them mesh in with you? Does it help you belong together? This is a really important conversation to have. So I encourage you to have it with the stuff on your list that you go, that's not building me up. Do we need to keep that? Okay? Because too much stuff on your list that is in that middle or end category, that results in cranky mums storming out of the house at 2 o'clock every Christmas. Okay? It's not a pretty sight. Don't put that load on yourselves if you don't have to. So, here is a tasks event calendar. This is also in your downloadable free organizer, okay? I made the boxes intentionally small on this, so you could write in no more than 3 important things a day. Okay? If you're trying to fit in more than that on one day, choose a different day. Okay, that's the do it. That's the important but maybe not completely urgent. Choose a different day. I mean, have you ever thought about the Christmas tradition, right? The first recorded Christmas celebration we have, it's all about celebrating Jesus' birth, right? Well, the first recorded celebration we have actually happened 300 years later. Jesus never said, hey, celebrate my birthday. What we have are people who love him and serve him and going, yeah, we want to remember him. But winter solstice happens at this time of year, and it is the day where light starts coming back into the world. This is the time of year up north where the days get shorter. And then the sun starts coming back. There is a reason why Christians chose this time of year to celebrate Jesus' birthday. It's because the light is starting to come back into the world. Jesus was prophesied to be the light coming into the world. So that's why we choose this time of year to celebrate. But yeah, we didn't actually have those celebrations starting until more than 300 years later. And the actual word Christmas, or the old version of it, Christ's Mass, that's not recorded until more than 1,000 years after Jesus. Okay, so the very act of a Christmas celebration is in itself a tradition that started quite a bit after the originator was here. So when you come to your Christmas celebrations, look at them and go, is this serving who and what matters to us? Hang on to the stuff that does and give away the stuff that doesn't. So maybe there's stuff that that you can consider not doing around Christmas dinner and Christmas presents and Christmas lunches and when you're going to celebrate and who you're going to celebrate with. Now, there is a whole lot there that we need to unpack around conflict and family dynamics. That is the topic for our last video. Okay, just to let you know that is coming. But when it comes to just the to-do list, okay, choose the stuff that lifts you and not the stuff that drains you. And use language that lifts you, not language that drains you. Like last time we talked about the shoulds and the musts and I have tos. Try saying I could, I might, maybe. Okay? Do little switches like that to just give yourself a bit of breathing room and a bit of space mentally to think about the possibility of doing something different. Could is could, might. This is the language of possibility. You want to engage that part of your brain when you're thinking about alternate perspectives, okay? So if you need permission to not do something, well, let's pretend that you've got it. Now what are you going to do? I give you permission to think about not doing that thing. I give you permission to not do that thing. What now? And I know you've got that yucky stuff coming up, right? I know it's sitting there, and I know you can feel it crawling up from your stomach up into your chest. Or there's tension starting to happen in your head. And that's okay. That is normal. I want you to just notice that, because it's telling you that something in this matters to you. Something about this tradition, something about this habit, something about this activity matters to you. So just unpack that for yourself a little bit. It's just like, well, why am I struggling giving this up? What is it in this that matters to me? And it'll probably come back to one of your big ideas. Family, friends, belonging, connection, creativity, being sensible with your finances, keeping your sanity, something around that stuff. And now I want you to just think about what's one tiny little thing you could do differently, because every time you notice that feeling coming up, that's a signal for you that you can choose a different path. You can choose a slightly different action you can take. And honestly, it doesn't have to be a massive different action at this point, just a tiny one. And then you can make another tiny one, and then you can make another tiny one. And no matter how many tiny little steps it is you take, as long as they are towards the people and the things that matter to you, every single step has meaning and purpose. And that gives you grounding, and that gives you strength to keep going and keep building and keep creating a celebration, a life that matters and that can stand up against the test of time and storms and wind and chaos and busyness. Each of those tiny little steps towards the stuff that matters is what makes the difference. So what tiny little steps are you going to do today?